So the next morning we got up for our studios day, which was honestly our earliest start because, it's fine. So I would like to point out, first of all, that this was the third day in which Rise was not operating on a virtual queue. So it was a standby line at that point, standby line only. So I made my parents get up early, which they were not pleased about, but it's fine. So we got breakfast at 7:30 at Trattoria, which was fine because it was literally not even a 5-minute walk to breakfast. It was delightful as always. I did not get the caprese omelet for you. I'm very sorry.
I'm so sad.
I know. I thought about the egg. I wanted it, and then I thought about the eggs, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it because you know how I am with eggs now.
Mm-hmm.
The whole food poisoning incident. So I had my buttermilk. I had my buttermilk pancakes with bacon. But this time they had apple jam instead of that strawberry jam that I had before, and that was also delicious. My waiter also understood the assignment when I ordered the Bellini, because let me tell you, that thing was mostly, with a splash of peach.
Yeah.
Like he understood the assignment.
Yes, absolutely.
And we took the friendship. I also definitely left my number for the waiter, and he definitely did not text me. It's fine.
Dang.
It's fine. So I took my students are gonna hear that and be like, Ms. Voynich. Oh my God. So we took the friendship boat over to Hollywood Studios, and then comes the saga of Rise.
Woo! I've been waiting for this.
We got in line for Rise. They've heard like bits and pieces of it. They haven't heard the whole thing. So we got in line for Rise at 8:53. And at that point, the line said it was 80 minutes long, and it was back towards Indiana Jones, the Indiana Jones show. And we're like, okay, 80 minutes is not bad. Like, it's probably, it'll probably be lower later, but we don't want to take a chance. Like, let's just do it now. We got to, let me tell you, they wound that line in all sorts of weird ways. Like, I got to see backstage areas of like near backstage of like Muppets, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so we wound around, went through the queue, and we got about 5 minutes away from the pre-show, and the ride broke down.
That's so.
And that was at 10:05. And we sat there for about 30 minutes, not knowing what was going on. And the ride came back up. So we got in the pre-show at like 10:35 area, like where BB-8 and Ray are. And then, we're doing the thing, we're on the ride, whatever. And we're at the end of the ride where your cart pulls around outside of the building, and you see where the crash site is, with Lieutenant Beck.
Oh, so the end.
The very, very end.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I could tell that they were going through like their time waster spiels between Poe and Beck.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could tell, and I could hear that. And then Beck just shut down. And then I heard them say essentially like, remain calm. All missions have been delayed, whatever. And then we heard the human voice saying, powering down.
Oh.
And if you guys don't know, Rise has amazing technology, but does not have amazing backup technology. So essentially, when you need to like fix Rise, you basically restart an entire computer.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to power down the entire ride.
Wow.
And so next thing we know, here comes a Resistance crew member around the corner with people who were stuck inside the ride. And they're like, all right, guys, we're going to evacuate you out now. Like, you need to put your recording devices away. I'm like, why? We're literally 10 steps away from getting off anyway. What's the point? We're not going to see anything cool. So quite literally, even though it was at the very end, we got evac'd off of Rise. So I can say I've been evacuated from Rise, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And we did get a recovery pass for it. Even though we had basically finished the ride, we got a recovery pass, which they said, you can use it anywhere in the park, but we would prefer that you come back and use it with Rise at a later time today.
Oh.
I looked at my parents. My dad did not like Rise.
Really?
Really?
My dad did not like Smuggler's Run because he gets motion sick with that level of clarity of graphics.
Mm-hmm.
And when spinning Rise to him, I will admit I did forget about how clear the graphics are after the drop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and yeah, the shuttle or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was not exactly pleased with me about that.
Okay.
So yeah, my mom thought it was cool. She wasn't like
Mhm.
enamored with it. But my dad was not happy.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, we essentially finished the ride. So we're not going to come back and do it again.
Okay.
No, there's no need to. So we actually went and took our recovery pass over to Slinky.
Oh,
That's smart.
Basically skipped to the front of the line at Slinky, which at that point was a 75-minute wait.
oh yeah, that's resourceful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was awesome. And then my mom and I went over and did Rock and Roller Coaster, which was great. Love Rock and Roller Coaster. And then we did Tower, and that was honestly the longest wait other than Rise, because it was 70 minutes long. But honestly, Tower is just so long because of the way it loads.
Mhm.
That's honestly the only reason why it's so long, is because the way it loads. But
Mhm.
honestly, it was so worth it because that was the best drop sequence I have ever had on that ride. In my 10 years of riding Tower of Terror, I have never had a drop sequence as good as that.
Mhm.
Oh, just wait for Guardians of the Galaxy. You're gonna have so much fun.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
No, I mean, like, there were several in a row that were like multiple stories up, multiple stories down, multiple stories up, multiple stories down. It was amazing.
It's
and then
Guardians.
Pretty much.
It's Guardians, the entire ride. That's how it is. It's like all the
To
way
the
up and
beat
then all the
of
way
like
down.
old favorite songs. Too,
Yeah.
which is fun.
Love that. And then we got Mickey pretzels and churros for a break. I had to get a churro for Liz, obviously. And then we went over and did Midway Mania, where I obviously kicked butt. I did not win on that one, though. I was not the best in the vehicle because I was playing against what I'm guessing is former or current cast member, because they had the cast member mask, and I was really upset. And I was like, that's not fair. It's fine. And then my mom and I went over and rode Alien Swirling Saucers for the first time, and it was actually super cute. You definitely get slung around way more than you would think. My mom goes, "This is literally Tow Mater."
Yeah.
It kind of is.
Like it's literally Tow Mater, and I was like, okay, well, but it wasn't bad. And then we wanted to sit and do some stuff inside, so we went and did Muppet Vision 3D, and then we did the Vacation Fun short, and we saw Potato Land. Potato
Land. Potato Land
was amazing. It was awesome. And then we sat around. Shut up, Sky. And then we sat around and watched people for like 30 minutes. Saw the Pixar cavalcade, and went over to Brown Derby for dinner. My like absolute favorite. And we got to sit in the bamboo room for the first time, which in the original Hollywood Brown Derby in California, the bamboo room was reserved for VIPs. So we're like, oh, okay, we feel like extra fancy that we're in the bamboo room. I had my standard Cobb salad and my creme brulee. But admittedly, the service took forever.
Wow.
Before, like when I ordered my dinner, I ordered a glass of wine to go with my dinner. And I was over halfway done my salad by the time my wine came. And I was not pleased.
Yeah.
But apparently what I've heard through the grapevine is that waiters do not like when you just order the Cobb salad because it's the cheapest thing on the menu. So like, whereas everything else on the menu is like $40-$50 a plate, the Cobb salad's like 20.
Oh, well.
So they don't like it. But again, it's not like, my mom didn't order one too, because she did. My dad ordered like a $50, steak, whatever. And then we all got dessert.
Yeah.
My dad and I both ordered alcohol. So like, I don't know why it was like, why he would have been that way.
Yeah.
And then mom and I went and did Runaway Railway, which my mom actually did not like either.
Really?
She's like, it was cute, but it was not worth replacing the Great Movie Ride for. I know that makes you love her even more.
I know. Sky just got really happy.
I know you love my mom. And then my dad went and got me a hoodie because I was cold. Because I had some pretty bad sunburn by that point. So I needed a hoodie. And then we went and got post-close drinks at Oga's, which was amazing. That was like their favorite part of the whole day.
Oga's was great.
I had a fuzzy tauntaun.
Oh, how was that?
They're so weird. That foam really does numb like your lips. Like boy. It's so, why are you shaking your head? You can't have one.
I go there all the time. I know what they're like.
Why do you can't have one yet? Why do you know what they're like?
Okay, continue.
I'll nod my head with you, Madelyn. I will nod my head with you.
Okay. My favorite thing though was my mom got this one drink called it was again a non-alcoholic drink, called the Carbon Freeze.
Oh,
It was the most entertaining thing in the entire world. And we're sitting across from this other group of adults who all then ordered Carbon Freezes because they thought it was so cool.
it is. It's really.
So my dad and I both had fuzzy tauntauns, and then we ordered a couple other non-alcoholic drinks, which were also good. Kind of slowly walked through Hollywood Studios, got some good pictures without people around, and took the friendship boats back to the boardwalk and just packed up, for the evening. And then Sunday we went over to Disney Springs before we left. So we got there around 9:30. We had 10:30 reservations at Chef Art Smith's, but they actually took us when we got there at 9:45, which was awesome. And it was amazing. Mm-hmm. Like, it was a lot of food, but it was some down home good Southern cooking. Like, okay. I had the fried chicken and donuts, which was wonderful. And I had a side of grits, which were amazing. My parents had French toast, which they loved. It was just, and let me tell you, the sweet tea, if that sweet tea just then and there, that one glass of sweet tea did not give me the diabetes, then I don't know what will. Because that was sugar with a splash of tea. So if I did not get the diabetes straight from that, I do not know what will give me diabetes.
Honestly, I love that. I want it.
And that's coming from a Southerner who's used to like really good Southern sweet tea. I was like, oh man, this is like extra Southern sweet tea. Like,
yeah.
And then we went to World of Disney. It was a madhouse. A lot of the 50th merch, especially the good 50th merch that they had released, was already picked over, or sold out entirely. So like, I really wanted the white ears with the gold bow and the gold things because they light up. Sold out everywhere. Everywhere they were sold out. But I did manage to get, I've got a lot of it actually here right now. I did get this really lovely tote bag.
Yes!
Mostly because I needed an extra carry-on for the thing. And then I got this really cute little hoodie.
I love that drawstring on that. Wait a minute.
Right?
Like gold?
Yeah, the drawstring is the iridescent color too.
Oh my God, I love that.
And it's like a slightly cropped hoodie too, which is really cute. Cute. I did get the Halloween spirit jersey, but we ain't gonna talk about that now. And I got the Crocs.
Yes.
I got the 50th anniversary Crocs. And then I have to find it. I'm pretty sure it's in here. I went over to Pin Traders because they were selling pass holder exclusive 50th pins.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, those look so good.
This was actually like the backup one because the first pass holder pin involves the partner's statue.
Okay.
But they were sold out of it. So I'm going to try and get it when I go back down in October. And we just wandered other shops. I got some other stuff from Disney Style because I love Disney Style. And then we just went back to the boardwalk and relaxed for a little bit, got on the Tragical Express, and then my flight kept getting delayed and whatnot. And usually I'm like sad when I leave Disney unless I have another trip planned. And in this instance, I have 2 trips planned. So I was not quite as sad. So it was a great trip, overall. Honestly, the boardwalk is really pretty and it's got a great location. Would I say it was like my favorite deluxe resort I've stayed at? No. Is it a good deluxe resort? Absolutely. But I just definitely, I'm a Grand Floridian and a Polynesian person, hands down.
Oh yeah. Polynesian is,
but it was really great. We had a great time. It was a very enjoyable trip. So once again, thank you, Mom and Dad. Really appreciate it. And so, yeah, I get to go back for Halloween here in a few weeks and I'm excited. And then you get to hear all about my Halloween trip.
Yes.
So
I'm so excited.
Now that I've made up for all of the 2 episodes that I have not been here.
There you go.
Now that I've talked enough to make up the 2
how does it feel being back?
Feels great, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they were talking about an episode they were doing on Sunday, and I was like, "Oh,
what did we do on Sunday? Did we have
that was the village
on
one.
Sunday? Yeah.
Did we fight on Sunday?
I was like, oh man, I'm like, now I'm not only missing 1, I'm missing 2, and I'm sat here and I'm like, oh my God.
I was like completely spur of the moment. I was sitting here, I was literally sitting on my couch watching Jane the Virgin, and he's just like, were we gonna record an episode today? And I was like, were we gonna record an episode today? He's like, we could record an episode today. And I was like, okay, let's.
I just sat there and I was like, I've been replaced. I'm gonna come back and they're not gonna want me.
No, never. We need you here to balance us out. Otherwise, we would just fight.
I love that you're trying to show
I'm
off
stretching.
the merch. Which honestly,
I
that should
actually
have
wasn't though.
been
I
your
was
shower thought
literally
that your
just
merch came
stretching.
in.
Oh, I you know what should have been my shower thoughts was that
Okay, but
big
to be fair,
announcement
this looks
was
really
that
cute.
It
Sky
does.
agreed to wear matching Small World stand sweatshirts when I go there in November. That's big news right there.
Designed by moi.
Yes.
I helped you. You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we'll get into the actual core of today's episode because believe it or not, it was not my trip report, even though that just took up like 40 minutes. So our actual core of the episode today is we decided to do another bracket challenge, and y'all seem to like when we talked about restaurants last time and we did our restaurant deep dive. So we figured, all right, well, why not do a restaurant bracket? Did you make a PowerPoint?
Yeah, I did.
He made
For
a
the first
PowerPoint.
round, I put all of our pairings together with the restaurants so you can see them because they're
Oh my
pretty.
God. The teacher in me is really proud, except the first one is actually a beach club.
Well, it's funny because like,
Not at the boardwalk.
yeah, whatever.
I literally wrote all of the
She
resorts
wrote
on the
Beach
document.
Club.
I was too lazy to switch it. It's fine.
Oh
It's
my
still
God.
beaches and cream.
So for the bracket challenge, we took all of the table service restaurants on both the parks and all of the resorts. No Disney Springs because that would have been a whole other bear. But we took all of the table service restaurants, put them on a random spinner wheel to get random pairings. And so the winner of each, individual thing will go up against one another till we ultimately get to the end and the best table service restaurant on property.
All
There we
right.
go.
Yes. So to start off, it is Grand Floridian Cafe versus Beaches and Cream Soda Shop.
From the boardwalk. Just kidding.
Yes. It's actually from the Beach Club.
Yeah.
And let me
Mhm.
tell you, so Johnny is there right now and he loves Beaches and
Is he
Cream.
really?
He's in Disney right now.
Yeah, he is.
And I told him, I was like, I need you to stand outside of Beaches and Cream and create a TikTok and make a parody and go, Beaches and Cream, Beaches and Cream. I'm a little lad who loves Beaches and Cream. Up the octave.
I'm
Go
gonna
for
tell you,
it.
I've been thinking about it all day since he sent me the list this afternoon. And I was like, oh my God.
Right.
All right. So Madeline, which one are you choosing?
Oh, Beaches and Cream.
Same.
Dang it. Okay.
I
I love the soda
know.
shop.
I love Grand Flow Cafe, but that's fine.
I
I
know.
love me a good soda shop.
She's a classy broad, but there's something about the like comfort of Beaches and Cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, next one.
See if we can do this. I don't know why. There we go. Mama Melrose versus the Plaza Inn.
They're both crappy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like either. But I do really like. I love the aesthetic of Mama Melrose.
Mhm.
I think it's really pretty.
See, I'm more of a, if I had to choose between the two and I'm thinking about in terms of like the food itself, I got to go with Plaza.
I'm also Plaza, but I feel like I have an emotional connection to it because there's a Plaza in Disneyland and character breakfast happens, and I have given most of my soul to that character breakfast. So I
Okay.
chose Plaza just because of like my connection to it.
All right. Ohana from the Polynesian versus Citricos from the Grand Floridian.
Why did you use an old picture of Citricos where it's ugly?
Wow.
Because that was the first one that I got. You're welcome that I did this.
I mean, obviously I'm picking Citricos hands down.
Oh yeah, Citricos, I agree.
Yeah, I really don't like Ohana, to be honest.
It's a little
Mhm.
overrated.
I
A
just
little
never
bit.
really cared about it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I remember going there for a character breakfast as a kid, and my parents just told me this weekend. They're like, you were not interested in the characters there at all.
Mhm.
Like, at all. And I don't know. I feel like Ohana also created a lot of controversy with their reopening and changing their menu and stuff like that. And then they changed it back. So, like, I don't know. I just got to go with the re-theme of Citricos, and that food was delightful.
Yeah.
All right. 1900 Park Fair from the Grand Floridian versus Tusker House from Animal Kingdom. I honestly have to go with Tusker House. I
Yes. Okay.
don't like
also choose-
1900
yeah.
Park Fair. I don't care about the characters there. It feels
Yeah.
really overrated.
See, mine is 1900 Park Fair because I'm like, oh,
Really?
I prefer like the Winnie the Pooh stuff too.
I
But Tusker House has
yeah.
its merits.
Tusker House is like I'll always go for anything Animal Kingdom in terms of restaurants. Like I'm obsessed with the food there, completely obsessed.
Animal Kingdom is a highly underrated park when it comes to food, for sure.
Boma from Animal Kingdom Lodge versus the Beer Garden from Epcot.
Oh, Boma.
Boma,
Yeah, I was gonna say Boma as well.
The food at Boma is way better.
so good.
Although like Beer Garden is really, really pretty.
It is, and it has like fun entertainment and stuff like that too. But I don't know. If I'm eating at a sit-down restaurant, I want to relax. I don't need to be entertained.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. The Three Bridges Bar from Coronado versus Yak and Yeti from Animal Kingdom.
Yak and
Ahi tuna nachos. Yak and Yeti.
I was gonna say Three Bridges just because of how pretty it is. I've actually I've never eaten that either.
Yeah.
It is pretty, don't get me wrong. But do you remember when I showed you the picture of the ahi tuna nachos and you said, dang, that looks delicious?
No, I know. I just, when I was looking at that, I would have rather like have eaten there.
Yak and Yeti looks underrated and like looks like a hole in the wall, but it's actually quite good. And honestly,
Hole in the walls are the best. That's like the best food.
And I love sitting up on the second floor because you can look out over like the walkways and people watch.
Fair.
But Three Bridges is good.
Narcoossee's from the Grand Floridian versus the Diamond Horseshoe from Magic Kingdom.
Narcoossee's.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know who would choose the Diamond Horseshoe over that. Like, it's disgusting.
Like honestly, when Diamond Horseshoe reopened and we talked about it on the news, we were like, honestly, we forgot it was a thing.
Me too.
Forgot Diamond Horseshoe existed.
Rose and Crown from Epcot versus Whispering Canyons from Boulder's Lodge.
Oh God. Rose and Crown.
Rose and Crown.
I was gonna say Whispering Canyons because I want to see them torture you there.
I hate you. I'm traumatized by Whispering Canyon, honestly. I'm traumatized by the ketchup.
All right. Sebastian's Bistro from the Caribbean Beach versus Trattoria from the Boardwalk, which is obviously your favorite.
So I actually learned a fun little fact about Trattoria recently.
Okay.
From said waiter who I gave my phone number to, who did not text me. Apparently, post reopening with COVID, the main chef from Flying Fish Cafe, which is also on the Boardwalk, is a high-end seafood and steakhouse. Came over to Trattoria and redid both of their menus for breakfast and dinner.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So, it had like a bad reputation of like just being really crappy Italian food at first. And now like this well-renowned like chef redid their menu. So yeah, I mean, Sebastian's looks like it has cool food. Don't get me wrong. Like it's like Caribbean, Latin food, seafood, things like that. But I've got to go with Trattoria.
I also
Trattoria all the way. I have
I
have no desire to go to Sebastian's Bistro at all.
Mm-mm.
It's no food that I want to have.
I don't even like Caribbean Beach as a resort.
I've been.
I don't either.
It's not great. Yeah.
No.
All right. Olivia's Cafe from Old Key West versus Cape May Cafe from the Beach Club.
I'm picking Olivia's just for you.
Yeah, let's go.
If I didn't, he would have reached through the computer and slapped me.
Yeah.
His little old grandma, Olivia.
Yeah.
He made sure we were on the same page on the way in the car tonight. He was like, I like Olivia's. And I'm like, okay.
He was like, if Olivia's has to go up against California Grill, I'm going to cry. And I was like, you realize if it comes to that, I will just let you respin the wheel, right? Like I will not let that happen to you.
I close my eyes. All right, Sanaa from Animal Kingdom Lodge versus Tiffin's from Animal Kingdom.
This one was one of the hardest ones. I'm not gonna lie.
My heart hurt really bad.
I've been to Sanaa. I haven't been to Tiffin's. I really want to go to Tiffin's. But Sanaa was so good. Like the food was insanely good.
It was so good that it made you make Wookiee noises at the table.
Stop! Don't bring that back up. No.
I'm sorry. What?
Don't ask. Don't ask.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
But see, okay, so then I sit here and I'm like, okay, what would I rather have? I'm thinking about their staples. I'm like, what would I rather
Okay.
have? Bread service or lobster and Wagyu? And when I
can't
think
have
about
lobster, so
I know you can't, but when I think about the two, my heart immediately sets itself on lobster and Wagyu.
Because
I've had
really
wa-
good.
I've had Wagyu and it is delicious.
It's so good.
It melts in your mouth like a stick of butter. It's amazing.
I'm not a lobster person, so like, but like Wagyu is like,
Good.
so you're going with Tiffin's?
oh my god.
I'm going with Tiffin's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bye Sana.
Sad day. Sorry, y'all.
That was hard.
That was very hard.
All right. Coral Reef from Epcot versus the Garden Grill.
Oh my God. Ugh.
Garden Grill all day, every day. Please just give it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garden Grill was great. Yeah.
If nothing else, just for the atmosphere, the fact that you get to dine and overlook
Over living with the land.
That was my family's favorite dining experience in our most recent trip was Garden Grill.
I also call Coral Reef the overpriced Red Lobster.
You call that a lot.
Because that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Liberty Tree Tavern from Magic Kingdom versus the Hollywood Brown Derby from Hollywood
Brown Derby.
Studios. Armida.
I said Liberty.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving food, Cobb salad.
Hollywood Brown Derby. I'm sorry. I really want that Cobb salad.
I sent in the picture of it.
Bad.
I sent in the picture of it when I was there, and he goes, "Oh my God, I can't wait."
All right, 50s Primetime Cafe from Hollywood Studios versus Skipper Canteen from
This is another really hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just picking Skipper Canteen. I love it so much. I don't care about 50s Primetime, honestly, at all.
This one hurt me. So I sat with this for a good like 15 minutes.
So what is it?
I'm still sitting.
Y'all, are you good?
No, I'm not good.
All right, 50-50.
Okay.
Like, flip a coin, like
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
you're gonna go 50s,
Solely-
aren't you?
I hate you.
Yeah, I know. Armina, what are you
Why?
choosing?
I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm choosing 50s.
I hate both of you.
Okay, to be fair, I haven't been to Skipper Canteen. It's on my list of things to do.
Skipper Canteen was the best restaurant I've ever had at Magic Kingdom.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that that's what we're gonna do for the day before I leave. That's what
I mean, I'm down. I'm definitely not
Those are
saying
the
no.
words I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Trails End from Fort Wilderness versus Be Our Guest from Magic Kingdom.
This is not a contest.
It's definitely Trails End.
It's definitely someone with more taste. I know you love Fort Wilderness, and I know.
Actually, no, I'm choosing Be Our Guest. Although I don't,
Yeah.
I wasn't thrilled with it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really overpriced, and I'd probably never go again.
Yeah, that's the vibe. I think it's like it's okay, but I feel like the price is there for the experience of it, and that's why I choose it, because the experience is so like amazing.
But I've never cared about Beauty and the Beast, so it's like I don't have a desire.
Okay, so Beauty and the Beast was one of my favorites growing up.
Mhm.
So like it's a great experience for me to like be in that atmosphere and things like that. But when you go so many times, the menu does get old. Like my friend Ash and I talk about this all the time. We're like, we are over Be Our Guest because we've just been there so many times.
Oh my God. I only did that because I was trying to be nice to you. I was definitely choosing Trails End.
I know you are. You're still outpicked, so you can still pick Trails End. It's fine. But honestly, Be Our Guest needs to bring back their quick service lunch. Just point blank.
I'm surprised they haven't yet. Yeah,
for sure.
Well,
yeah,
because they can make more money, you know, getting $60 a head for lunch too. But let me tell you, their quick service lunch, their croque monsieur is so tasty.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna need that to come back now.
Mhm.
All right. So what are you guys choosing?
Be Our Guest.
Be Our Guest.
Okay. Hollywood and Vine from Hollywood Studios versus the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater from Hollywood Studios as well.
Sci-fi.
Yeah,
I
sci-fi.
choose sci-fi. Mhm.
I love the vibes of sci-fi. The food is,
Exactly.
basic food, but like it's super cool in there.
Even with the
Atmosphere won
revamped
out for this
menu.
one. Mhm.
Yeah, even with the revamped menu. I mean, it's
Nine Dragons from Epcot versus the Flying Fish from the Boardwalk.
Okay, I've never
Nine
been
dragons.
Ooh, see, I've not. Okay, so I've
I
never
was
been
also going to choose
either.
Nine Dragons.
Man,
I love
I
Nine
got-
Dragons. It's one of
It's
the
so good.
it's one of the best
My
Asian places
sister-
I've ever eaten at.
It's so good. My sister and I went one day in afternoon. We were like, you know what? Let's just go. And it was amazing. It was so good.
See, I was gonna go with Flying Fish, but again, I have not been to either. But looking at the decor for Flying Fish, it just looks so beautiful. Like the lighting overhead pictures are little bubbles, like just
Mhm.
randomly like placed. It's so cute, and the food is supposed to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right, Le Cellier from Epcot versus the Crystal Palace from Magic Kingdom.
Cellier.
The Cellier.
Yeah, is that even a question?
It's not a
No,
question.
not even
No, Le
close. No.
Cellier. Chef Mickey's from the Contemporary versus the Royal Banquet Hall from Epcot.
It's a word that he can't pronounce. It's called the Akershus Royal Banquet Hall.
Well, that just really rolls off the tongue for you, didn't it?
Akershus.
Akershus.
It's
All right.
Norwegian, guys.
I'm going Chef Mickey's.
I'm going Royal Banquet Hall because it's a princess breakfast.
I also chose Royal Banquet Hall.
Those vibes scream royalty.
It really does. Yeah.
Aren't you guys so cool? Good for you. All right. Tony's Town Square from Magic Kingdom versus the Kona Cafe. You already know what I'm instantly choosing.
Oh, definitely the place where you almost died.
Mm-hmm. How'd you know?
Yep. I
So
figured.
good. So good.
The revamped menu at Tony's Town Square is actually pretty good, not gonna lie. And
Yeah.
they're really quick about getting their food too, Tony's.
Mhm.
All right. So Tony's it is, even though I can't eat pizza or pasta. So I can't
Tony's,
really
yeah.
have anything.
Yeah, well, you almost died at Kona Cafe because they put macadamia nuts on your steak. So it's a lose-lose situation for you
What do
here,
you guys-
unfortunately.
What are you guys choosing?
Tony's.
Okay, cool.
The same thing we chose, and you asked us 30 seconds
Oh,
ago.
I didn't hear you. Sorry. It cut out.
He zoned out again.
All right. Ale and Compass from the Yacht Club versus Chefs de France from Epcot.
Chefs de France.
I chose ale. I chose ale and compass.
I did too. Ale and Compass. It looks so pretty. I haven't eaten there, but I do
It's
really
so
want
pretty.
to.
Mhm.
I wish Chefs de France would bring back their like full extended menu though, not gonna lie.
Mhm.
I need that Gruyere mac and cheese back in my life.
All right. Rainforest Cafe from the Animal Kingdom versus Toledo Tapas from
Is this even a question
Coronado.
for me? It's not a question for me.
Rainforest.
Mm-hmm. 110% Rainforest Cafe.
I love Rainforest Cafe.
It's so fun. It's so much fun.
You look so defeated, Madelyn. I'm sorry.
I really do. I don't understand it because I mean, it's funny because Armito's like, "Oh, you know what I'm picking?" I'm like, "Oh, finally, I have someone on my side and gonna pick Toledo."
Oh no, Rainforest Cafe is my jam. It's been my jam for like 15
Jammy
years.
Jam. The California Girl from the Contemporary versus Topolino's Terrace. From
I
the
hated this.
Riviera.
I hated this so
Look
much.
at Madelyn. I'm
What
going
sort of
California
cruel
Grill.
and unusual punishment is this?
I kid you not. Like when I spun the wheel and I got that. I'm going California Grill.
No,
I have no
obviously.
desire to ever go to Topolino's. I'm so sorry.
I chose Topolino's. I'm so sorry, Madeline. You have to choose. I'm so sorry. This makes it difficult.
She's going Topolino's.
He knows what I'm picking, and he knows he lost.
Well, it's fine. I'm never going with you. So
That's fine.
I'll go with you.
Thank
you guys both disappoint me.
We can go sit at the
Okay.
table and go, Donald, Donald.
He's working it. I'm proud
I
of him.
have no desire to go to a character dining. I'm sorry. Maya Grill from Coronado versus Victoria and Albert's.
This is
Maya
not a-
Grill. I chose Maya Grill.
If I'm gonna be honest, I did choose Maya Grill.
Oh, see, maybe a mob bougie behind us. The one's like, yes, Victoria and Albert, please.
Yeah, no.
My name is Madeline and I am
Me-
bougie and I
me
would like to
fancy,
eat Korean
no.
Alberts. That's okay. When Johnny and I are planning a bougie trip, and we're gonna
Oh,
do that.
good.
We're gonna do that on our bougie trip.
Wow. Good for you.
Thanks.
Cinderella's Royal Table from Magic Kingdom versus the Big River Grill and Brewing from the Boardwalk.
Cinderella's.
Cinderella's.
It's the atmosphere for me.
I was gonna go Big
It
River.
is.
Big River is much more like chill, but honestly, like little girl me loves Cinderella's Royal
I
Table.
know. I went when I was
Even
a
though the
kid,
food
it
is not
was
good.
cool.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
why? It's not worth it.
The food is not great. Okay, I will give it that, but
But you're eating in the castle.
with
Hello.
princesses. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Yachtsman Steakhouse from the Yacht Club versus Via Napoli from Epcot.
Via Napoli.
Via Napoli.
Their
Another
pizza is
family
bomb.
favorite dining experience. It was so
Well,
good.
I got voted out. Okay. And that concludes the first round.
Woo!
We did it. We have more rounds to go.
Oh boy.